Welcome to this very gentle chair yoga class for seniors. We break the program down into 3 pieces. We start out with some simple breath work to find a nice centering for ourselves, quiet our minds, and get our bodies prepared to move. And then we'll do some simple movements to wake up the body, to stretch areas of the body, to get our blood flowing more freely, allowing them to bring nutrients into all areas of our body. And then we rest at the end, doing what we call a savasana, sitting quietly and letting all the rewards of the practice kind of integrate into our system. I hope you enjoy the practice, and if you do, I hope you'll hit like and hit subscribe so that you'll be notified when more videos are posted on my YouTube channel. So let's get started. Find a nice comfortable seat in your chair. And if your knees are below your hips, you might put your feet on maybe some yoga blocks to bring them a little higher so that your knees and your hips are the same height. Or if your knees are lower than your hips because your chair is short and your legs are long, you might sit on a blanket or a cushion of some sort to elevate your height and get your knees and your hips pretty much in line. You want your feet flat on the floor, and you want to sit nice and tall, because when we sit nice and tall, we create room in our thoracic cavity, our chest, so that our lungs can expand when we breathe. And it keeps our abdominal area nice and open so that our organs can get the benefits of nice deep breathing. So sit nice and tall, let the sternum and the crown of the head lift. Roll your shoulders up and back, relax them down away from your ears. And with your eyes open or closed, just begin to notice your breath. Notice how it feels in your body as you breathe. You might feel it in your nostrils, or your throat, or your chest, or perhaps in your belly. You might notice if it stops deep, high in the chest, or moves more deeply into the body, without judging it, just observing it. And then for the next couple of breaths, you might bring a hand to your belly, a hand to your heart. And as you breathe, notice the expansion of your belly out towards your hands. Notice the expansion of your ribs out towards your top hand. It's a gentle movement, but you might feel it as subtle and comfortable movement. Don't force the breath to make it happen. Just notice what happens as you breathe. And as we rest our attention on our breath, oftentimes it helps to quiet the chatter in our mind, that incessant rambling self-talk that goes on and on in our minds that we sometimes have a hard time quieting. So focusing on our breath can help that happen. So take 2 more of these breaths. And after your second breath, open your eyes and bring your hands down by your sides. We're going to do 4 sun breaths, which will expand our ribs even more, bring more breath into the body. So our breath carries with it all the nutrients, the oxygen that we need for our bodies to survive. And so we want to bring as much of it into our lungs as we can. So on an inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, press your palms overhead. And if bringing your arms all the way up this high doesn't work, maybe bring your hands to your head or to your shoulders. As you exhale, bring your arms back down. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, empty. 2 more. Inhale, fill up. And And exhale, empty. And the last one, inhale. And exhale. Nice. Inhale, keep your right arm down and your left arm out to the side. Bring it up and over. And again, if you can't reach it across, over to the right, maybe you rest it on your head or your shoulder. But we're getting a nice stretch through this left side of our body as we contract through the right. Take a couple of breaths here. So our breath is an integral part of our yoga practice because we can use it in many ways to help energize us, help settle us. So on an inhale, bring yourself back up. And then bring that right arm up. And again, you can hold onto your head, just tap your head or your shoulder, or if you can reach over to the left, go ahead and do that. This arm can dangle, or you can hold the chair. Take a couple of breaths. And then bring yourself back up. Take your left hand to your outer right thigh, excuse me, and then your right hand either on the chair beside you or behind you. Sit nice and tall, so create that space, just as we did in the beginning for our breath. And then rotate to the right. So don't force this rotation, just let the muscles that wrap your ribs do the work here as you rotate towards the right. And begin to let your head drift forward and back. So a gentle little movement. Just notice where your neck might be stiff or tight. And the next time you're looking over the back shoulder, pause. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, nod your chin and relax your shoulders. And take 2 breaths. Bring your chin back to neutral and turn it towards the front shoulder. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, nod your chin and relax your shoulders, and take 2 breaths. And then bring your chin to neutral, center it in the middle of your chest, and then turn your torso back. We'll take that on the other side. So the right hand will come to the outer left thigh, and the left hand either on your chair, side of your chair, or behind you. Sit nice and tall and rotate the ribs. So this rotation happens in the ribs and the shoulders. And once you've gone as far as you can comfortably go without forcing it, just kind of let the head drift forward and back. Again, noticing where the restrictions might be. And it's just observing, don't force yourself past them. The next time you're looking towards the back shoulder, pause. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, nod your chin and relax your shoulders, and take 2 breaths. Bring your chin back to neutral and turn it towards the front shoulder. Take a breath in and exhale, nod your chin and relax your shoulders, and take 2 final breaths here. Big breaths. And then bring the chin back to the center of your chest and bring your torso back to center. Inhale your arms up overhead, or hold the top of your head or your shoulders. We're going to lean forward. Maybe you bring your hands to your thighs. Glide your hands toward your knees, or maybe you reach your arms forward if that's available to you, and fold all the way down. Turn your head down, let your arms dangle, so you are in a seated ragdoll. So you can do this by supporting yourself with your forearms on your thighs if you wish. Just nod and shake your head, or roll your shoulders, or sway. Always important to keep your core engaged. So what that means is to keep your navel drawn in towards your spine. And then to come up, you have choices. Hands can come to your thighs, and you can press yourself up. Or you can sweep your arms wide. Imagine you're squeezing a block between your knees, and bring yourself all the way back up. and back to your seated mountain pose. We're going to move our arms by just extending them forward alternately. So taking the left arm forward, keep the arm straight, fingers together and pointing forward and down. And then the right. Here's 2, we're going to 10. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. Last one. Great. So now we're going to do the same thing with our legs. Extending. And 2. Bring them as high as you comfortably can. 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. Now comes the challenge. We're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So here's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, and 9. Last one, 10. Great job. Bring your feet about as wide as the legs of your chair and bring your hands on your thighs. We're going to begin working down into our hips by circling our upper body around as if you have maybe a crayon on the top of your head and you're drawing the circles on the ceiling. Keep your navel drawn in, keep that core engaged as you go into big or small circles, whatever feels good for you. Notice what direction you started and then reverse direction, bring it in the opposite direction. Great. And then stop. Nice vertical spine. Bring your feet a little closer together. And then lift your right leg, hold behind your knee and draw circles with your knee and the space in front of you, a few in one direction and then a few in the other direction. And then hug your leg in and circle your ankle. We're getting into our joints, kind of getting that synovial fluid flowing. Point and flex your toes, and then bring that foot back down. Take the other foot up. So you can hold behind the knee, draw circles. And then draw circles in the other direction. We're keeping the shin nice and relaxed, so the effort is coming right from our hip creases. Great. And then hug that leg in, and circle, point and flex the toes, maybe spread the toes, curl them. Great job. And then bring that foot down to the ground. So we're going to move into a yoga series called Sun Salutations. And we'll do 3 sets. So start in a seated mountain pose, nice tall spine. On an inhale, bring your arms up overhead or as high as you can take them. On an exhale, come to cactus arms. On an inhale, lean slightly forward. Energize the legs to support your lower body. And then on an exhale, take your hands to your thighs, glide them towards your knees, reach your heart forward. Now you can stay right here with the crown of your head reaching forward, or if you like, let your hands glide down to your feet and turn your head down. On an inhale, straighten your arms, lift your heart and reach it forward so your spine is nice and long. On an exhale, fold back down. On an inhale, sweep your arms wide and bring yourself all the way back up and back, excuse me, to seated mountain. 2 more of those. Inhale, the arms reach high, and exhale, you come to cactus. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide, either stopping at your knees, reaching your heart forward, or gliding over your knees and turning your head down. On an inhale, lengthen your arms, reach your heart forward. On an exhale, fall back down. And on an inhale, imagine that imaginary block between your knees. Squeeze that imaginary block as you bring yourself all the way back up and back to the beginning. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean, and exhale, glide. Inhale, find length, and exhale, fold. And inhale, reverse, bring it up. And hands this time, excuse me, pause at your heart. So you might feel a quicker beat of the heart or a warming of the body. So these seated sun salutations work the larger muscles. So they're going to build a little bit of heat in the body. You might even feel a shift in the flow of energy. Great job. And then opening your eyes. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat today. Bring your hands to your shoulders one more time and draw circles with your elbows on imaginary surfaces on either side of you. Notice what direction you're going in and then reverse direction. And then pause there. And we're going to be little baby bird here. We're going to let these arms be like little wings of a baby bird. We're going to turn the wings up and down and up and down. We're going to 10. Here's 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Great. Bring your hands down to your lap. Take a big breath in to shrug up. And on an exhale, sigh it out. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Great job. So we're going to do a little posture in yoga called triangle, seated triangle. So we're going to bring our feet wide, extend our legs, turn our toes out. To begin with, just to make sure we're feeling okay, take a nice breath in and exhale, kind of fold down. Kind of stop halfway when you're right about leg height. You're holding yourself up with your hands. And if that feels okay, bring yourself back up and we can add a little something. So take a nice breath in and exhale, fold back down. And then bring your hands to your shoulders. And rotate, bring your elbow inside that left leg and rotate over to the right. So if this is too much, don't twist so far. If this feels okay, you might even open your arms, totally up to you. And you can try it, and if it doesn't work, bring your hands back to your shoulders. Lift slightly up, center your torso, and fold with your hands on your thighs. Bring yourself back up. Nice. And so we'll do the other side. So take a nice breath in and fold. And then rotate. Bring your hands to your shoulders. You can stay with your hands at your shoulders or open up if that feels right for you. If not, bring your hands back to your shoulders. Turn yourself back to center and press yourself up. So always when we do things, if it doesn't feel right in your body or if you encounter any pain of any sort, just pause and do some modification, any movement will do. Our goal is to get the body moving and get the blood flowing and get the muscles stretched, right? So if you can't do what I'm proposing, just do something a little bit different that works better for your body. Great job today. So now we're going to move into our final piece of the practice, which is called savasana. It's that resting posture where you can relax and let everything integrate into the body. So you can do that in the chair, or you can do it on the floor if you prefer. If you can get down safely and get back up safely, then go ahead and get yourself comfortable on a rug, or even lay down on a couch if you can't get all the way to the floor. Or you can stay in your chair. If you're in your chair, just extend your legs, rest your hands on your lap. You might even put a pillow or a block behind you to kind of support your back. Take a big breath in through your nose, let it out through your mouth. So you might allow the crown of the head to relax. All the muscles that create space and facial expressions to relax. Maybe wiggle the jaws, stick out the tongue. And let the lower jaw hang freely from the upper jaw. Let the tongue spread and fill the lower jaw. Relaxing down the back of the head, down the back of the neck, the base of the throat. Relaxing across the shoulders and down the arms, from the shoulders to the elbows, and the elbows to the wrists, the backs of the hands and the palms. Can you feel or imagine the space inside your thumbs and each of your fingers? Relaxing through the heart and the lungs and the diaphragm, into the abdomen and low belly, the low back and the buttocks and hips, sensing down the legs from the hips to the knees and the knees to the ankles, and the tops of the feet and the toes. The soles of the feet and the heels. Resting in this sense of embodied presence. Connection to the here and the now. No place to be but here. Resting here as long as you wish. When you're ready to go about your day, you might take a nice full body stretch. Big full breath in, big sigh out. Until next time, namaste.